we have Microsoft open here on the daily chart. You can see ever since we gapped up back in early May right here, that's where that gray circle is. Ever since we gapped up, we've been riding that lower trend line and that 9-day EMA ever since. Basically, the 9-day EMA and that lower trend line, identical twins in here. So going forward, where does that put us? Well, we closed at 505. So nice recovery in here overall on the day, only down around 20 cents at close from where we were from the previous close, but we did have that big drop in here midday. Everything was like 501. You touched the 502s again in here. So where does that kind of put us with that nice recovery? Basically, that lower trend line is where we bounced off of today, that 501, 502 mark. And our highs in here of the day, 506.72, kind of close to that 507 range. And that's going to be our first resistance. That's basically what we're going to chalk everything up to. We did have that 508 high in here that we clocked in yesterday, but really it's going to be that 506, 507 range. That is going to be the place in there that is going to hold the most resistance to us. If we can breach that, then it should be easy to go up and hit the 510s. Now, as far as are we looking over and extended in here? Well, your RSI has been just overbought for the past however many weeks now. So that nothing really worried too much in here because of that. And also we do have an earnings catalyst, but the question is, are we going to be pulling back into earnings? Or are we going to try to run this thing up into earnings? And the overall lurking question is with the whole market is going to be, does the market actually care anymore? So does it care about tariffs? Does it care about Fed? Does it even care about this earnings cycle? So if let's say a stock has an expected move, we'll do Microsoft, for example, expected move of $24 for earnings coming up, right? So are we going to get a 2 times expected move to the upside in here? Probably not. But are we going to be more surprised when we get a $28 expected move? Or are we going to be more surprised if we only get an $8 expected move, right? So if the expected move is 20, or I'm sorry, a move. So the move is a $24 expected. Are we going to be surprised when we get a $28 pop or an $8 pop? Probably going to get the $8 pop in here, right? Just because where everything's at, everything's trading so high right now. We're at all-time highs. The pullbacks in here, I don't think they're going to be super sharp, but something could easily set this thing off and it could just dive down, right? So anyway, if we do end up diving down below the 502s and below that 500 cycle level, we're going to be looking at the 494s in here, and then below that, the 482s. So that is going to be the overall question in here going forward, just for basically the whole market. Does it actually care anymore? And more so with Microsoft, are we going to hold this trend line? And is the psych level of that $500, is that going to hold for us? Because that's what it seems like, right? We finally, hey, we got to push. We need to get up to the 500, 500s. We got to the 500s. Now we're kind of like, let's see where it goes from here. So that is the overall lurking question that we're going to be looking at. Now, speaking of expected moves and coming up into earnings, you have right around a $4 expected move priced in by Friday's expiration next Friday, $9. You go all the way out to your earnings cycle. That is going to be $24 expected move. And you go all the way out to August, right around a $27 expected move. So what is the market going to dictate in the next couple of weeks as we work our way through this earnings cycle? How is that going to affect Microsoft? Are we going to respect this trend line in here? RSI is overbought. A little healthy pullback would be good for us in here, but are we going to crash below this 494? Or are we going to go hold it right here? Or are we going to hold the 500? That is going to be the question. So all in all, 502, 500, 494. On the upside, we're looking at 507, 506 area. Anything above that, 510, 515, 520, nice whole numbers. So we'll see how this all works out in the next couple of weeks. But again, keep in mind this earnings cycle, the overall question is, does the market actually care? All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.